Will this tape lead me into a world of positive associations and a purer connection to the truth, all in the face of a grand cultural shift?
We'll have hands as smooth as mine. We'll have a good time.
But we also had to look for the straw in order to make them. It was an impossible demand.
Or are we about to uncover something truly, truly icky? Look here, lest ye be disfellowshipped. Brothers and sisters, today we are on the lookout for warning examples for our day.
Warning examples for our day. That is the drama you're about to see.
And here we have the tape, everybody. You gotta hand it to them. This tape has a gorgeous painted cover. It looks like it could be an epic Bible drama of the days of Cecil B. DeMille. Gorgeous stuff. Chef's kiss. On the back here, we have another painted picture of old Jamin. He's the one who's recalling everything that transpires in this mess. We have only a thrift store barcode, but other than that, people, no barcode. Pop off that top hat. Ooh, nice and smooth. It's got everything I like in a label, people. It's got the title, it's got closed captioning, and it has the runtime 37 minutes. Not too bad, not too bad. The runtime makes the goat less anxious. And there you have it, everybody. The tape. Come now, let me transport you. It's a lazy autumn day, and you're thinking about popping off those pants, opening up a bag of scoops, and watching Labyrinth with David Bowie. You've had a rough time at work. You've been looking forward to this me time all week. But then your whole world is rocked. The doorbell rings, shaking you to your very core. You answer the door, barely peeking through the open crack, and what do you see? A person with a pamphlet that they think you should read. And what do? You politely wait for them to stop talking, you say no thank you, and you shut the door in their face before they get a chance to say anything else. A little irritated that your groove was rocked. These people who so brashly disturbed your David Bowie dalliance are called Jehovah's Witness. Trigger warning to anybody who has ever been involved with the Jehovah's Witness, especially those who may have been disfellowshipped or are just deconstructed and have separated from the church. If you have any insights in regards to my commentary, feel free to comment below. I would love to hear what you guys think. Jehovah's Witness are a Christian denomination that developed out of the Adventist movement, and they abide by their own translation of the Bible that is called the New World Translation of the Holy Scriptures. They reject any holiday that has any connection to pagan practice, like Christmas or Easter. They do not celebrate birthdays. They celebrate death. They also believe that the end times are nigh. So now is the time to foster your most intimate relationship with Jehovah, and one of the ways that they do this is through their associations, which is the main subject of this tape. Our tape begins with an unnecessary wide shot of a rickety old man hobbling his way over to his mark. This man is John E. Barr, and he represents the governing body of Jehovah's Witness. Believe me when I say there is going to be some drama.
Drama, 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 drama.
He gives a stern introduction about the themes we are about to be challenged by.
Warning examples are what the Apostle Paul speaks about in his first letter to the Corinthians, chapter 10. He refers to events that happened some 3,500 years ago. He says that such examples were written for a warning to us, upon whom the ends of the systems of things have arrived.
You need to get your shit in order, because you're gonna die real soon. The tape then gently wisps us away, immersing us in the busy ecosystem of a 14th century BC marketplace, where they exchange such goods as garlic, olives, and lube. S-tier production design. Everybody meet my boo companion, my sweet furry daddy, Jamin of the Israelites.
May you have peace. My name is Jamin.
For 60 years he has lived here in the Promised Land.
For 60 years I have lived here in the Promised Land.
Jamin is about to tell us a story of his pastimes. Uh-oh, are we about to learn a folksy lesson or two?
Yet, I well remember how close I came to being caught up in a situation that brought so many to ruin. The memory is so clear.
This flashback concerns the plot of a hack fraud prophet named Balaam.
We were on the plains of Moab. The Moabites and the Midianites were afraid of our nation. So they hired a prophet named Balaam to curse Israel. You probably know the story. Jehovah turned Balaam's curse into a blessing.
He took all that negative energy and he transmuted it into positive energy, and he blessed Jamin's nation with positive vibes. But Balaam forms a new plan.
Although he realized that Jehovah would not allow any nation to destroy us, he also knew that we could bring destruction upon ourselves if we lost Jehovah's favor.
If he can get Jamin's people to royally piss off God, God will revoke that little blessing, keeping his people safe. One thing to remember about God is that he loves you, but only super conditionally. Jamin then recalls kicking it with two of his buddies, Zebdah and Billah, who are both terribly preoccupied with the presence of Moabite boobies.
Jamin, what do you think about the women?
What women?
The Moabite women? You've heard about them.
Then in walks Zimri, who is definitely the King Chad.
Look, here comes your cousin Zimri. They say he's talked to the foreign women.
May you have peace, my brother. Zimri.
Peace, brother.
Hello, Zimri. We were just talking about the Moabite women. I've heard you've met them. Tell us about them.
So you're interested in our new neighbors?
So the Zimri guy, he's starting to talk about the virtues of coexisting with people of other cultures and belief systems. I think the tape is saying he's supposed to be wrong, but he's being super compelling, which makes me confused.
Moab is our sister nation. The Moabites are from the family of Abraham, just as we are. They are a tolerant and reasonable people. They respect our nation, and they respect our religion. Shouldn't we be tolerant and reasonable in return?
He's essentially advocating for a basic level of diplomacy. Whereas Jamin, he's coming off as a little bit more, reactionary. He seems kind of put off by those differences.
Some in the camp say these women are up to no good. But Zimri, they don't worship Jehovah. You've been spending time with a Midianite woman?
What of it?
Keeps invoking the teachings of Phineas, who was a priest of the Israelites who really has it out for the Midianites and the Moabites.
Haven't Phineas and the teachers of Israel
Don't talk to me about Phineas.
Zimri dishes out some S-tier peer pressuring.
Jamin, your head is filled with sand. How can someone as stupid as you be my cousin?
He convinces his horny hermanos to join him at a party in Moab with the hot babes. But before they get into that, Jamin goes back to the village and he seeks out the counsel of Phineas directly. Phineas is here to warm our hearts with good old-fashioned hatred of the other.
What is it?
Well, I was wondering how you felt about the Moabites.
I think you know the answer to that, Jamin. Do they worship the true God?
No, they have their own gods.
Do they live by the high standards contained in the law given to our nation 40 years ago?
No.
Then what makes you think Jehovah would want us to be their friends?
So Phineas vehemently encourages him to steer clear of the riffraff, lest he piss off Jehovah with his base horniness.
The Moabites worship Baal, the same pagan god that the Canaanites worship. Jehovah has clearly warned us that if we seek the friendship of the peoples of this land, we risk becoming corrupted by their false worship.
And that will bring us Jehovah's disfavor. Is that what you're saying?
That's right.
Jamin takes a brief aside to fantasize about Eastern Mediterranean food. I'm there with him for that.
But wasn't Egypt a land of milk and honey? Milk and honey, along with cucumbers and watermelons, leeks, onions, and garlic? That's what some people have said.
Turns out, these women are in fact trying to corrupt the Israelite men, honeypotting them into a wrath of God invoking blunder.
If we can get them to forget their foolish laws on sex, or involve them in our worship of Baal, then their God, Jehovah, will fight against them. He will destroy their entire nation.
So within the messaging of this tape, their fear of other cultures, other nations, is completely founded. They're literally plotting to ruin you. Something to think about, Jehovah. the all-powerful God of the Israelites, is basically being harnessed as a weapon against them by an enemy nation. I'd say that's some pretty superior strategizing coming from the pagans.
What a victory this will be for Baal.
All hail Baal. You understood the assignment, and I am here for it. And then those Israelite boys show up, snickering and guided by their unholy boners.
Zimri, my mighty one.
They're about to head off to this dope-ass party, but then Jamin's like, I don't know, fellas.
Let's go.
I'm ready. What about you, Jamin?
Well, I don't know.
Zimri rains down that peer pressure. He is a fucking captain at that shit.
My cousin, he's afraid of women.
I am not.
Jamin isn't there for that life, so they leave him behind. And Jamin remains the based one. Just as he thought, his buddies get a taste of that freaky pagan action, and Jehovah feels he has no other recourse than to make people cry, I guess.
What happened? Everyone's crying.
In the midst of this crying calamity comes Zimri, with the Midianite woman, not giving a hoot.
Zimri is coming with a Midianite woman. He's bringing her into the camp of Israel.
And Phinehas, in the face of this audacity, does what any other rational man would do.
Give me that spear. I will not tolerate this.
Yes, he does. He stabs them. He murders them. So naturally, Jehovah loves all of this.
Phinehas killed Zimri and Cozbi with the lance, and Jehovah commended Phinehas for his tolerating no rivalry toward God.
That's right, people. This tape straight up condones murder. Not scary at all. Then Jamin goes on to add that Jehovah, the merciful and benevolent creator of all, killed 24,000 Israelites on that day.
Although Jehovah did not exterminate our nation, some 24,000 did die on that occasion.
And this is a happy ending. We then get a quick little sum up from our decrepit guide, Johnny Barr, who elegantly affirms the message of this morbid drama, as he calls it.
None of us should ever take for granted our precious relationship with Jehovah. Satan tries to influence us in subtle ways to disobey Jehovah and lose his favor. Verse 9 reminds us not to put Jehovah to the test. The Israelites who ignored the danger of bad associations were induced to commit unfaithfulness toward Jehovah. Consequently, they lost their lives.
So always remember the message of this tape, people. If you've been stuck in the desert for decades with nothing to eat but manna, no access to good sex, be happy, because at least Jehovah isn't actively killing you right now. The end. So that's the tape, everybody. Just when I thought I couldn't be more horrified by the messages of Christian media, I get a prehistoric PSA about peer pressure, where 24,000 dead people is a happy ending. Yeah, super bleak, not fun. 2 thumbs down. Thanks for watching, everybody. Quick shout out to my Patreon subscribers. I love you guys. Mwah. Remember, TapeGoat is on Patreon for just $5 a month. You can have early access to ad-free videos and early access to the official TapeGoat podcast, TapeGoat at the movies, plus other great premium content. So if you're interested, go ahead and click the link in the description. I am TapeGoat, and remember,
secure your place in God's future land of promise.